Whiskey and Nerds podcast.
Yep.
Action. Whiskey and Nerd Talk.
Whiskey and Nerd Talk.
Stranger Things.
Stranger
Season
Things.
4, Part 1. And The
Yeah.
Boys, episodes 1 through 4.
Yep.
The Boys, episodes 1 through 4 are fucked up. Stranger Things is gory
So
as shit.
Fucking incredible.
And fucked up. So, this one's going to be a little bit longer because we're not just talking about Stranger Things Season 4, Part 1.
Yeah.
You just binged, as we were talking before we remember to start the camera, you just binged all of the Stranger Things.
Yeah, so I just got into Stranger Things. I'd given it a shot once and just didn't care because I've never been into the sci-fi type genre, and that very heavily is what played into season 1, so it didn't pull me in. I recently gave it another shot and became horribly obsessed with Stranger Things. Binging seasons 1, 2, 3, and now 4 in about 6 days. 7 days. About a week. And
That's a lot. When I do something like that, I start to think I'm Dexter. I have 36 hours in the day. You know, I could wrap that guy up in plastic. In reality, I can't open a Capri Sun, so I'm not doing anything. But
well, I mean, with my travel schedule, I have usually 2 to 3 hours on a flight. So there's 2 to 3 episodes.
yeah, fair enough.
And then every night I work out and I eat and I sit in a hotel room. So there's 2 or 3 episodes. And then I fly home. There's 2 or 3 episodes. So that's a season.
Yeah, right out of the gate. That's very true.
So
That's a very good point.
But yeah, I was in on season 1, right?
Okay.
So it was good. It was fun. I love Toothless. I was in. And originally I thought, I'm like, oh, it's a bunch of little fucking kids. Who cares? I'm in.
That was the launching pad for Finn Wolfhard, who went on to, he was great in It. Did you watch It? Either of the new?
No.
Okay. I know you guys traditionally don't like horror movies. I don't either, but It was so iconic that I was like, okay, I need to watch
I'll
it.
give it a shot, yeah.
And the first one is very good. Finn Wolfhard is in it, and he's hysterical. Him by himself is almost worth, him and how good Bill Skarsgård is as Pennywise is worth enduring the fact that it's a horror movie. With that said, it's a fucked up and scary horror movie. I'm a bitch when it comes to horror movies. I don't care. I
have no desire to watch them.
I don't like them. They stress me out. They scare me. I will have nightmares. I wish I could change my chemical makeup to be like, no, I love them. These are dumb. Let's go do the thing. No, I'm not that guy.
Yeah.
But he is so good in that. And then he was, even a little more recently, he was in the newest Ghostbusters Afterlife. Have you watched that yet?
Not yet.
I watched
want
that.
to, though.
I watched that on a flight on my phone, and it was awesome.
I tried watching it and the sound was all fucked up, so I couldn't watch it.
That does suck because it was actually really awesome. He is in that as well. More in a complimentary role.
Are you talking about Mike from Stranger Things?
Yes.
The one in the relationship with Eleven?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
Yes. Finn Wolfhard. Yeah. They're great. All those kids are great. Weirdly enough, they can all sing.
Yeah, which we'll get to in, was it the end of season 3?
Yeah. When they all sing.
The never-ending story?
Yeah. Never-ending story. You're like, this is how you're ending the season?
And then everyone's just like, what the fuck is going on?
I love it so much.
I was having the time of my life watching that episode.
I can't remember his actual name.
Dusty?
No, Dusty is Toothless. Yeah, Dusty Bear. No, the older teenager that was in Free Guy.
Oh,
I don't know the actor's name.
Steve.
But he was Steve in this. I'm insanely jealous of his hair. How do you defy gravity like
7 different
that?
ways.
Yes, because mine I just turned into Julian Edelman. It's a little Hitler Youthy. And how much hairspray are you using? Are you
all of it
flammable risk just walking around?
He should never go to the underworld.
Yeah.
Or the upside down.
But he does. He does indeed go to the upside down. Oh, here's Seth MacFarlane in the Orville.
Yeah, so I was in until I saw the season 1 finale with 11. Spoiler alerts. If you haven't seen it, turn us off and go watch Stranger Things.
Yeah, and come back. But come back.
Stranger Things, season 1, episode 8. The finale when 11 sacrifices herself. At the same time that's going on when they're trying to bring what's his name back?
Yeah.
From the
Will?
Will from the Upside Down, and he's giving doing like the chest compressions, giving mouth to mouth. It's doing the flashbacks to his daughter.
Mm-hmm.
All 3 of those things happening at the same time. I don't think I took a breath for 6 straight minutes.
Which, now that you remind me of that, makes the last episode of season 3 when he's reading the oh god, immediately goosebumps.
Yes.
Okay, father of a daughter, and knowing that he lost his first daughter, and that he wrote this out of, hey, you're changing, but you're all I got, and I love you to death, and I don't know how to talk to you.
Yeah.
So here's me writing out all of my feelings, and her reading this and him being gone. Oh my god.
Yes. The moment that got me at the end of season 3 was when they're all coming out and they're all okay, and then Winona Ryder looks over and sees 11, and 11's looking for him.
Oh, I know. Oh.
And she can't find him, but all you see is her just looking, and then it pans back to Winona Ryder, like, obviously knowing what happens.
Yeah.
I was so broken.
Oh, God.
It was just like...
for a... Okay, I'm all over the place. So heartfelt. And I could not tell you a single thing that happened in season 2.
Season 2 was the under tunnels.
Yeah.
And the bringing in of the guy that's now with Papa in season 4. That was when they brought him in. And
was it?
Yeah, and it was
he came from season 2.
It was Samwise Gamgee, season 2.
What?
Bill.
What?
That was season 2.
I don't remember this at all. Believe it or not, viewers, all 4 of you, I have a impressive memory.
Yeah.
Like, I can tell you the conversation we had, what was said, what you were wearing, where you were standing, and what happened the 5 minutes leading up to our conversation, the 5 minutes after which direction we walked. I have zero recollection of any of this for season 2.
Yeah, the Demodog.
Mm-hmm.
Where Dusty has the dog, little tadpole, and there's the upside down is like the tunnel system.
It's all coming back to me, yes.
And there's Bill, who's Winona Ryder's like love interest. He's the superhero. And Will, I think it's Bill. Will is having like the nightmare flashbacks.
Yes, all this makes sense.
And Bill's like, hey, when I had a bully, I just turned around and I said, hey, stop it. And then so he does that to the spirit.
The Demigorg spirit.
The Demigorg spirit, and they take over him, and he's like the host of the Demigorg on the upside, or the right side up. And then Bill basically sacrifices himself for Winona Ryder and the kids.
I thought that was season 3.
Season 3 is the intro of the... season 3 is the mall.
Because Bill was Sean Astin, right? From the Goonies.
Yeah, and Lord of the Rings.
And Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sam. You just said Sam.
Yeah.
I could have sworn that was season 3, but he like they fucking eat his chest off of his body.
Yeah. Season 3 is at the mall.
Season 3 is at the mall, and that circles around Billy,
and
the brother.
Billy and the brother and the Russians.
And the Russian.
Introducing the Russians.
Which play a huge part. I feel like we have to give...
Plug them somehow?
Yeah, because we use them a lot. Because these guys we actually use for like the Doctor Strange and the Batman. And look, we just YouTube this stuff. But whoever makes these for a couple hours as a background, 1, you can take one hell of a nap to it. And 2, it helps for our podcast. So whoever this guy is, I didn't look, and I'm not going to stop to look. Thank you.
We have a huge Patreon. So congratulations
They have massive.
on that.
So, but okay, so I'm with you. I remember all of this now. Yes.
Yeah.
We're there.
It all kind of ties into me because I watched them all back to back to back to back.
Yeah,
So it was all one giant amazing movie to me.
See, you're in that place again. Like I said, when I binge something too much too quickly, my general expectations and interaction with reality is slightly altered. Where I think what I'm watching is possible.
Yeah, no.
Like, so if I were you right now, I'd be walking around assuming that someone's about to get lifted up and smashed into a million pieces.
Yeah.
And
That
just,
poor cheerleader.
I felt so bad.
Especially because her and
And the nerd guy.
Yeah, I can't remember his name. God, we're horrible with names. Like the chemistry they had between them, like out the
Her
park.
and Eddie?
Her and Eddie, yeah, Eddie.
Yeah,
Fuck,
I loved
love
Eddie. The only reason I remembered Eddie is because, one, I was Eddie. With less drugs, but I was Eddie in high school. And Eddie is the name of the mascot for Iron Maiden. That's the only reason I remember it. But yes, her and Eddie, and it was her that let you show Eddie wasn't a piece of shit and just a douchebag, that he actually had layers. He was very funny.
Yeah.
Like I said,
Misunderstood.
The chemistry between them.
Yeah.
He was laughing like, you actually came and saw my band once.
Yeah.
You don't remember this. And he was funny and charming with her, someone he should shy away from.
Yes.
And you're like, oh, I like this. I want this to play out.
And I want more of this.
And instead, he turned her into a pretzel.
Yeah. So yeah, seasons 1 through 3, phenomenal. We'll talk about season 4 because that's probably what people care to hear about because it just came out.
Yeah. Actually, I want to talk about them as a collective,
Okay.
which is a green light for me to continuously go on tangents. It does flow. Now, you're seeing more and more that TV shows are not going after what they used to in the past. It is no longer, hey, we got this show. How many seasons can we push this to? Because the next thing you know, you're watching...
Season 14, episode 38.
Yeah, of something that died 8 seasons ago.
Yeah.
I mean, even Dexter had 8 seasons, and you could have done without at least 2 of them.
Yeah.
Now, then you have things like Schitt's Creek that had 4 seasons, I think it was, maybe 6, I can't remember. Either way, every season made sense. It worked. It was perfect. It was done. It was a story. It was told.
It ended, yeah.
What's it called? White Collar. 6 seasons. Here's our story arc. They started to get a little redundant. Wrapped everything up. Ended it. Suits had a story arc. Wrapped everything up.
Its cast, yeah.
And then tried to push it for 3 more seasons, and it didn't play.
Yeah.
So you're seeing things that understand that, yeah, I got the show, but this is going to be a 1-season show. Or, like Barry, I think, is 3 seasons and they're done. They're about to be done. Ted Lasso is filming
3 seasons and done.
Is filming its 3rd season right now, and it's done.
Yeah.
So the goal is no longer, can I get 6, 7, 8 seasons out of this?
I'm going to give you quality content.
I'm going to give you
not ruin it for you.
X amount. We're going to have a full story arc, and that's it. That's going to be the whole thing.
Yeah.
So with this, everything has flowed. You had a weird long introduction into the Upside Down in the first one.
Yeah.
Like, hey, this is a thing. Where did this come from? Why? I don't understand. Okay, but I'll accept that there's another dimension and there's weird demons. And then the second one is, hey, there's different aspects to this thing, and they're trying to get up to you in here.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, they are? Why? What's going on? And then in the third one, there's gates. They're connected directly to 11. And guess what? This weird-ass random town isn't the only one that knows about it. The Russians know about it, and
They're trying to open it.
They're trying to open it because Russians.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of the only reason we really gave you. Why are they opening it? They're Russians.
Well, that's really all the answer you need, because that's really the answer to everything they do.
Russians.
Because Russians.
Yeah, that's fair.
Russian military, gonna Russian military. And then you get season 4. And it's an extension. While they think everything's done, at the end of season 11, or season 3, 11 closes what they think is the gate.
Yeah.
And that's it. They're done. They're done with the Upside Down. Everyone kind of goes their separate ways of, we got to get out of here. We got to separate from this and move on. Except the Russians are still doing shit. Harper's still alive, as you knew he was going to be. He goes on to become Red Soldier and adopts Natasha Romanoff.
Scarlet Witch.
Scarlett Johansson.
Scarlett Johansson. Yeah, my bad.
And they become Black Widows. And funny enough, that's the whole story. All right, see you later. So he's still alive, and he's in a Russian prison.
Yeah. This is the first season where they're all completely spread out the entire season and stay spread out the entire season.
Yeah, up to this point, yes.
Yes.
So the fact that and they pushed it in. Okay, so the Russians are there, and they're trying to open it. They even have one of the demagogues stored away as a eating weapon. And a lot of random bullshit happens, because let's be honest, with the story I'm telling, that's really the story, and there's a lot of random bullshit and action that happens with it.
Yeah.
You got Billy, you got Will, you got Mike doing this thing, you got Dusty Bear and his girlfriend, who has 47 siblings, like it's cheaper by the dozen. You have this really long-haired guy that smokes weed and delivers pizza that I swear to God I went to high school with 30 years after the show was placed. I went to high school with the exact same guy that had long hair and smoked that much weed and worked at a pizza shop.
Yeah.
I think his name was Alex.
Yeah.
But they finally dive in after it became a mess. All right, part one of the fourth season became a mess because I didn't feel like we were going anywhere.
Well, because Eleven's pulled apart from them, she's back with Papa.
Yes,
Trying to regain her
but
powers.
that wasn't right away.
Right.
It was once she figured out she didn't have her powers after closing the gate.
3 or 4 episodes in.
Yeah, and the new evil isn't just a creature trying to get up.
It's Vecna.
It's Vecna. It's the guy.
Which, by the way, did you know there was 0 CGI in Vecna? He's all prosthetics.
That's what I'm fucking talking about.
Yeah.
I want to know who ran the prosthetics department. Because there's oh my God, I cannot believe. Baker. Rick Baker, I think it is. He's the one who did like fucking Alien and like all of the main ones.
And the early on stuff.
That was him. Good. The old werewolf movies. I think it's Werewolf in London, where you actually see him change and it looks real. That was all prosthetics because they didn't have CGI back then, and that was him. And he's like, how would a man turning into a wolf look? And it's gory and it's fucked up. It's in the 80s. Let's not get carried away. But that was all him, and he does all this through fucking all the makeup. So for you to tell me that Vecna was actually real and not CGI'd is really fucking cool.
Yeah.
Which actually makes me like it better.
And to go back and watch it and then see all the stuff with Vecna in it, you're like, holy fucking shit.
Yeah. Which is, that's...
And it makes it a little bit more terrifying, too.
A lot more terrifying.
Yeah.
It probably makes it a lot easier to act with them.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're not acting with a guy that has dots on his face.
Yeah.
You're acting with a monster.
That looks terrifying right in front of you.
Yes.
Now, I do want to touch on the fact that Stranger Things Season 4 has brought back Kate Bush running up the hill song, because that was one of the most badass scenes of the entire season.
It was.
When
it really
Max is captured by Vecna, she's brought to the Upside Down, and she's up in the air, and they're like, how do we fix it?
And it would be Max to be like, well, fuck this. I'm not going to sit here and let you kill me.
Yeah.
And she starts running, kind of finds where he likes to reside, and that's when you see a little bit of a Vecna weakness of, what the fuck are you doing here?
Yeah.
Get off my lawn! And that whole thing plays out. Now, the entire time all this is happening, Eleven's by herself, but they eventually reach her like, hey, there's upside down shit going on. We need you. I don't have my powers. Let's get you your powers back. And it was really hard to watch, especially because it aired 2 days after the Uvalde, San Antonio, Texas shootings of an elementary school. So, like right out of the gate, and it aired saying, "Hey, we filmed this a year ago."
Yeah.
Given the incidents that happened at the elementary school down in San Antonio, outside of San Antonio in Texas, this could be deeply, deeply upsetting and disturbing. And again,
it was because
someone with a kid specifically, someone with a kid that was a second grader going into third grader, much like the ones that were targeted in the shooting, watching that opening scene that they revisited a lot,
yeah,
which I wasn't a fan of. I get it. It's
filmed a year ago.
But I have a hard time with that anyway now. I am getting very soft in my old age.
Yeah.
It's like, I used to not care about anything, but now I'm just like, oh, everything has meaning. This is why I drink more whiskey. That scene was rough, and it makes you you believe the whole season that, oh, right before season 1 kicked off, 11 killed all these fucking kids and bolted, and you believe that the whole season. And there's this guy there that keeps talking to her like, oh, number 1 also had all the same abilities as you, and they got rid of him. Until you find out the guy talking to her was number 1, and he was the one that went through and fucked up everyone in the most brutal, grossest way possible. But you realize it wasn't 11. 11 stopped him. 11 didn't just stop him. She threw his ass through the wall into another dimension. The other dimension being the Upside Down that he got in there, took control of, started creating shit, and immediately, there wasn't like, and all this time he was trapped for thousands of years and came back. No! It makes sense that he got thrown into another dimension and he was trying to find ways to get back.
Still be powerful. Yeah, to get powerful enough to come back.
The whole time, which ties 1 all the way through 4. I think 4 is the last season.
5 is. There's one more season coming.
So they have the last 2 episodes of 4, and then 5 is the last.
5 is the last one.
I kind of don't like that because I feel like Vecta, you come full circle. You told this story. What else are you going to give me in 5? But that's a different.
I'm not going to question Sean Levy because I feel like he, of all people, is going to have.
You beat me to it.
The great finale.
I love watching the coming up of somebody in acting industry, something like that.
Yeah.
Especially when you watch, oh, that guy was in this, that guy was in this. Miller and Lord, they started out as, they directed How I Met Your Mother, season 1, and then they went on to 21 Jump Street, 22 Jump Street, and the Lego movies, the Batman Lego movies, and they just did Mitchell's vs. the Machines on Netflix.
Which was huge.
Have you watched Mitchell's vs. the Machines?
Watched it, yeah. It's greatness.
It's so good!
It's really good. So it's for like an animated movie based off nothing.
Yeah, Scarlett had watched it because it's been out a little while. Scarlett just watched it randomly in there, and she watched it when my daughter watches something. She watches it 4 million times on repeat.
Yeah.
And I was like, "What is this? What are you watching?" Mitchell's versus the Machinas or something like that. I was like, "Okay." And then I found it. I was like, "Scarlett, haven't you watched this?" "Yeah, I've watched it." "Would you like to watch it again?" "I guess." Listen, bitch, it's family movie night, and I can't exactly throw something good on, so I can't exactly have you watching Gone Girl, all right? So we throw it on, and we watch it. I was like, stop holding out on great movies. What the hell, man?
Yeah.
So we watched. I'm going to watch that movie again, because much like with The Boys that we'll get to later, that thing was so rooted in making fun of so many things that are actively happening in the world right now. That one was very good. Sean Levy, in the same vein, has grown leaps and bounds. He was one of the masterminds, not the only one, but he kind of spearheaded Stranger Things from the beginning.
Yep.
And creating it, writing everything out. He's directed a lot of episodes.
He also creates pretty much anything Ryan Reynolds is in.
And he has now become Ryan Reynolds' best friend. He did Free Guy. He did The Atom Project. He signed on for Deadpool 3.
Yeah.
So to know that he's doing all this and you get to see, oh, I've watched this dude like
blow up,
come of age,
come up, yeah,
like become this great star actor. It's equivalent to like back in the 90s. Michael Bay was a music video producer. His first movie was Bad Boys, and he's like, I have this crew, I have these people, I have this story, and then he became this huge action director that does nothing but give me nausea. I gotta take a Dramamine every time I go into a Michael Bay film. So you have Sean Levy doing that with Stranger Things. Now, I feel like 5, if you're tying 4 up the way this is, unless Vecna gets out and you get 2 full seasons of Vecna.
Yeah.
But, well, it would
I
be
feel
like
1's got to have a bigger finale than just, oh, we found out he's Vecna, here's 2 more episodes. Because part 2 of season 4 is just to be 2 more episodes. Now, I know for a fact the last one's going to be like 2.5 hours, because this one, the finale for the first part was almost 2 hours.
2 hours.
It's like an hour 45.
35 minutes, because I had to stop halfway through, which pissed me off.
So
to go buy a Nintendo Switch for $7 million.
So, you just found out Vecna's 1. The whole show is centered around 11. So you found out this is the end-all, be-all. He was so powerful, we had to put a chip in him to inhibit his powers.
There's always a yin to the yang, right?
Yeah.
For Superman and all his super-powered super goodness, you had Lex Luthor, who was super brilliant, but no powers, and none of him was good. Batman has the Joker. Like, you have these yin and yangs of this is the guy. They're always very, very, very similar.
Yep.
But they're on the opposite sides of the coin. 1 to 11. They have the exact same powers. They had fought before in this capacity. And this is what happened. And here we are 4 seasons later. Oh, you give me 2 movie episodes to tie up this story. I feel like that's enough. Like, you're looking at 4 to 5 hours. That's 2 movies, man.
Yeah.
You can tie up a story in 2 movies.
And I agree. But it just makes me even more excited to see what they're going to come out with 5. Because I haven't been let down yet.
I'm more trepidatious.
Not one season has let me down yet.
I am more trepidatious than you. And this is territory where I would relish being super wrong. Miss Marvel relishing being super wrong.
Well, the nice thing is we don't have to wait that long for the next part of the season because it comes out July 1st.
Yeah, it comes out in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
2.5 weeks, whatever the fuck it is.
And then I think whatever we get left off with there is going to either we're going to be super stoked for season 5 or we're going to be like, yeah, you should have ended it. But I think we're going to be stoked for season 5.
None of the seasons have really had like massive cliffhangers. Every single season they wrapped up.
Yeah.
And season 3 they wrapped up, in my opinion, so beautifully. Again, father-daughter. That I was like, I don't want to watch another Stranger Things.
I'm good.
Because of what you gave them there.
Yeah. But now you want to see them reunite.
Yeah, now that you know that they can reunite, you're like, I just want him to hug her.
Which, by the way, in the season 3 finale, when she's reading the note, and he said, and it finishes off with, just for the love of God, leave 3 inches. Did you notice? Piper pointed this out in season 4 in the beginning when Eleven's still with Winona Ryder and Mike, or Will.
And his brother.
Every time it shows her in her room, her door's open 3 inches.
No, why is it Piper always catches? Like, it's always
she's like got a third, got a fifth something click.
She's got a 5th sense.
Yeah, you know how that works out.
Yeah,
but yeah, she just catches these things.
It's always her. I love it when we bang shit off of her because she always catches it. She always does. And then we're like, hey, did you watch football? And she like shuts down and wires stop working.
She's been on these episodes.
I know. These are the ones she's like, oh, did you see this? I'm like, what the fuck, Piper?
Yeah, like, I was watching it because she hadn't watched any of them either. And I was like, I watched the first season. I was like, you have to watch this. Mm-hmm. And she's like, okay, I'll watch a couple episodes. So she watched it and she immediately got hooked too.
Yeah.
To where she's texting me like she's watching it at work now, which I hope her boss isn't one of our 3 listeners. But she's like spending like half her day like she's getting caught up trying to catch up to me.
Yeah.
To where I finished season 4 around the time she started it.
That's Okay, no, now everything's starting to make sense. The reason I thought the Sean Astin scene where they're like eating him and shredding him to pieces, that's one of the last episodes of season 2.
Yep.
Martha was in here watching that, trying to get caught up because she started the season with me, and then I ended up watching it and she didn't.
Gotcha.
So she was trying to get caught up because the new one came out.
Yeah.
She's halfway through. I think she only got a couple episodes of season 3 left, but I was like, Blake's watching it now. We got a different podcast. I can't wait 4 weeks for you to stop watching New Girl for 5 minutes to watch something worth a shit.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and watch all these, and then you can watch it later. So that makes sense. That's where she is. She is a little bit, but since I finished it and she now can't get caught up, she's probably just going to go back to New Girl and never know how it ends.
Yeah.
Which is a huge fucking disservice.
Yeah. Horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Piper got caught up, and then she's completely caught up now. But
yeah, that's a good catch.
Yeah.
I would have never thought to even look for such now.
She also called one being Vecna at the beginning of the episode when I called it about 2 seconds before he turned and looked at his wrist and it said 1.
Yeah, pretty much once they showed him like a third time because they kept bringing him in. So you're like, okay, well, you matter.
Yeah.
And then when he was having the conversation of, well, there used to be a different one. And I was like, okay, well,
Yeah.
you're the different one.
When she's doing the Planko,
Yeah.
she goes, he's Vecna, isn't he? I was like, shut the fuck up. Watch the show.
Yeah.
Stop trying to predict the whole show.
What are you doing?
Because you're always goddamn right.
Right? Yeah. I predict shit like 4 weeks out. I don't do it in real time and ruin it for you.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh, she's not gonna see it coming. Oh, she's not. She saw it 35 minutes before it happened. Like I saw, like I was watching it, and like she.
I didn't make the Vecna connection.
When
I
the
did make the
chip
one.
came out of his neck, I go, that's 1.
Yeah.
Like the second it happened, I'm like, that's 1.
I guessed it when they're playing Plinko, and to be full on nerd confessional, I got distracted the entire time. It was like, no, you got to slide it slowly down the middle so you can get the $1. Because I grew up watching Plinko, and that was my favorite game.
That was your favorite game?
So they
Planko?
kept playing Plinko. I was like, you're doing it wrong. That's not the technique you need.
Control it through mind, get the $1.
Yeah, you want the $1, so you get the $1,000, and then it plays in with the Showcase Showdown. Fucking noobs.
Now, the other thing I did see was apparently, if you go back to season 1, episode 1, when Will is riding his bike home before he's abducted the first time.
Before he falls through into the...
When he falls, it flashes by an image and you see Vecna. But not only do you see Vecna, you hear the clock. And in season 1, clock means nothing. But apparently Vecna goes all the way back to season 1.
So they had a lot... That
Playing a long game.
That shit amazes me when you have a long game.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Because you don't even know if you're going to get a season 4.
Yeah.
When you start a show. Season 1, episode 1's a pilot.
Like the concept that How I Met Your Mother, they had the super long story already written out because you had to do all of the kid scenes in the first season. Mm-hmm. Because otherwise they would have grown up 8, 9, 10 years. I think that thing had fucking 10 seasons. Something ridiculous.
Another one that went a little too long.
Very much so. And shit the bed at the end.
Yeah.
That's the other problem. When you go too long, you shit the bed at the end.
I don't know how to finish it.
Yeah, and then he met the mom. And then the mom died of cancer and Robin showed up. Fuck you.
I never finished it, but I'm glad I didn't now.
You never finished it? Well, spoiler alert.
I gave up.
It
And
was
I stopped caring.
Such an ass whoop.
Yeah.
Whew, it was an ass whoop. But
When the 19th girl wasn't the mom, I gave up.
Yeah. When that Baker bitch went crazy with the guy from Reno 911, I stopped watching. But when you have that kind of long game set,
Yeah.
now again, in this case, I can see you having a 4-season story arc.
Right.
This is how this plays. Arrow on CW went 8 seasons. Shit should have been 5. Because he was stuck on the island for 5 seasons. So you get to have the story arc of the 5 years that he was stuck on an island before he comes back and becomes Oliver Queen goes back to being Oliver Queen and becomes Green Arrow. And simultaneously, you have the 5 years after the fact of him getting back and being Green Arrow.
Yeah.
Should have been the case. One long 5-season story arc. Perfect. Makes sense.
It was extra 3 seasons.
Minor little money grab there. Extra 3 seasons. Fucking kicking a dead horse. Shit the bed on the ending. Holy shit. Again, a little bit what I'm worried that you tell me there's a season 5.
Yep.
Because once you get full circle and realize one at the very beginning, Vecna at the very beginning is immediately
we have Vecna now.
Yeah, is immediately attached to everything that's immediately happening. Because you got to think, he was created all of what? 12 hours before Will fell on his bike? In that, you said season 1, episode 1.
Yeah, technically, yeah. So that's the very first person he goes to grab is Will.
They played a Rogue One with season 4.
But he's also not the bad guy in 1, which is kind of confusing. So I don't know if they're going to actually tie together.
I feel like the upside down as a just existence was
all Vecna.
Was the bad guy in 1, which is all Vecna. Which makes sense now, but in 1 it's like there's this other thing altogether and it's weird. We don't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
Stranger Things Season 1 and Stranger Things Season 4 are completely different shows.
Yeah.
Stranger Things Season 1, to my memory, was nowhere near as gory and fucked up as they got in Season...
It was pretty gory and fucked up.
Was it? I don't remember it that well.
Well, I mean, as far as, like, just fucked up, like, you had the guy at the burger shop getting murdered by the FBI type people. Because that's where Eleven immediately goes. She's eating the burger, and they just walk in, like, pop him 3 times in the head. Season 1 ending, they're in the school, and all of the Papa and his crew come, and she just murks them all.
I remember that, and that's when you're like, this.
Because all of a sudden, eyes are bleeding, noses are bleeding, ears are bleeding, and they all just.
They're all screaming, and then they just drop. Yeah. Okay, so no, I'm with you now. Yes, I'm so glad that you rewatched all these recently.
The last 10 days.
Yeah. In the last 42 hours, you spent 40 of them watching Stranger Things.
And 2 drinking whiskey.
And yes. You are drinking
8 and Sand. I think it's what's called 8 and Sand. 8 and.
It's okay.
Bottle's
not great.
way over there. It's not great.
I am drinking probably the greatest thing out of Texas. Not the most popular thing that goes to Balcones, but the greatest thing out of Texas, Iron Root Promethean Heavy Corn Whiskey.
Black Label.
Oh, it's so good.
It is really good.
It is not good in an old-fashioned that you make with rotten honey. Or maple syrup.
Maple syrup.
Rotten maple syrup.
Yeah, that was
super not good.
Oddly enough.
Yeah. So, that's Stranger Things. We're very excited.
Yes.
I love the huge tie-in. I want you to wrap it up in essentially 2 movies for me.
I really hope the whole thing, the culmination, which we will report on, we will podcast on.
Here in 4 or 5 weeks.
I hope season 5, which we'll probably get in a year and a half, I hope it ends correctly. Every season so far has ended well. I hope the entire show is in a culmination.
That's kind of why I'm worried, because you're set up to have a perfect meal across these 4 seasons.
Yeah.
They're all slightly different with a slightly different storyline, but you never read the Harry Potter books, but Harry Potter books, every book is different, but it tells one big story that ties from the second he gets shot by Voldemort and to the second he kills him at the very end. You have this whole full circle. The story arc tells itself. Your story arc seems to be coming to a full circle end at the end of 4. So if you give me a 5, I don't want full
A
circle
whole nother
and tangent.
Yeah.
Because that worries me. Now, Sean Levy obviously is one hell of a storyteller, and it could be great. How you've ended every season, again, talking about season 3 hit me so much. I was sitting on the couch and, like, there was onions in the room.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, that ended so well. I don't want them to ruin this. They got season 4. Well, season 4 is going so well because it ties everything together and how everything played out and what was happening. You got 2 episodes to really wrap it up and drive it home. But then you want to give me a full season epilogue of more of the same? That feels like we're getting dead horsey.
Tune in July 1st.
Yeah, motherfucker. Anyway.
Which we'll get that right before Thor. So we'll podcast on that, and then the very next episode we'll podcast on Thor.
I'm going to try really hard to get a laptop and figure out how we can zoom this shit so we can do it.
So we can do it for almost fucking real time.
Yeah. That's how we need to. We'll get there. Mm-hmm. Listen. Everything's in baby steps. We're not even close to what we could be and will be. So, that's that. Now let's get to the really fucked up shit.
Which is crazy because The Boys compared to Stranger Things, like Stranger Things, like, it's kind of fucked up. The Boys, man, they are not holding any punches. They're not holding back.
Punches.
We're fucking with it.
Punches.
We're dildo in the back of heads.
Playoffs? You want to talk about punches? I wish it was punches. You opened up season 3. We're on season 3. You opened up season 3, episode 1, with the Ant-Man equivalent.
Oh, God.
Doing a whole bunch of coke, crawling into a man's
He's
dick
basically
to massage his prostate,
gaystitute.
sneezes,
Resizes.
growing back, resizing to full size, blowing, no pun intended, this guy in 2. And you see all of his guts. He's obviously super dead.
Split into 2, yeah.
He's exploded. No pun intended.
Yeah. What a way to open a show season. Blah.
What?
Yeah, all of a sudden he's crawling up the pee hole and
it's not suggested.
No, it's a lot of visuals.
None of this is
A lot of
suggested.
visuals.
You're getting everything in full.
You're in the pee hole with them.
It's full tilt. You are in the urethra.
Yeah.
And he even yells, "Hurry up and get to the prostate!" when he goes.
Yeah.
So when that happened, I was like, I am not prepared for this.
I need more whiskey immediately.
Yeah, I was like, I was not ready for this one at all. So I don't want to go episode by episode breaking everything down. Essentially, over the first 4 episodes, we've gotten Homelander is full on fucking losing it. Yep. Losing his patience with having to play this part, being under control over views and ratings and money and, these advertisements, investors, infomercials, CEOs.
And then he finds out, hey, they love me for being me. Fuck all y'all, I'm going to be me. And then I'm going to run the ship now.
Yeah, so he goes into full-on crazy fucko mode. All the while, you got Huey trying to play not vigilante guy with the government, but then that goes sideways when the old brain popper turns out to be his boss that we knew. We knew that from the last season. So he goes immediately, very, very quickly, almost worth a knock of, he got like 1 episode into being the honest guy and immediately went back to, fuck it. Yeah. None of this works. Let's go back to doing the bad shit.
Let's do it Butcher's way.
Yeah. You got Carl Urban as Butcher.
Yeah.
Again, also slightly bullshit towing the line. Was it Maeve that gave him the 24-hour V supplement?
Yeah.
So Maeve, who you barely see,
you don't see her until episode 4. You hear about her.
Well, you see her once early on because she's the one that gives him the V.
Yeah.
And then you see her in episode 4 that just aired. But that's about it. But she's kind of driving the storyline of...
There's a weapon at this site, and that weapon can kill Homelander.
Yeah, she's driving the storyline of That's it. We're done. Let's go after Homelander. Period. We're going to do it secretly. We're going to play the game, but at the end of the day, it's fucking Homelander. That's what we're doing. So everything else is playing out that way. And as it's playing out that way, you get hijinks and blood and guts and gore. And you get introduced to old characters. Payback, Avengers.
Yeah.
I loved the Dawn of the Seven re-release, making fun of the Snyder Cut.
Yep.
He's like, I just finally got to really experience my vision, which even Zack Snyder commented on, laughing. He's like, I'm glad you got to fulfill your vision, see it all the way through. That was hilarious.
You get the flashbacks with Soldier Boy. Jensen Ackles, Soldier Boy.
You see
and
them.
You get, I can't remember the gun guy name.
Gunpowder,
yeah.
As like a pseudo
Gunpowder.
Bucky Barnes.
And like the Dynamite Twins.
Yeah.
That whole scene was full-blown chaos.
Yeah, that was really fucked up. You get to see why Noir's face is so fucked up and his character arc of...
I don't want to wear a mask. I want people to see who I am.
Yeah, and had he been wearing the mask, his face
fine.
wouldn't be completely fucked up like it is now while he's wearing the mask. Come episode 4 that I just watched today, they get to Russia, they get to Jensen Ackles, they release him. He may or may not have killed Kimiko, which I love her. She's Karen Fukuhara, or however you say her last name. She's very talented, very beautiful.
In watching the episode today, there were 2 scenes where I died laughing. One is the Given. The other one is when Homelander walks in as Homelander, Starfront, and Dennis Quaid's son. And they walk in, and at this point I'm assuming it's like a reaction. But he walks in and just immediately starts signing the cast. I died.
That was so... And the shit he said then, he's like... I'm fucking with you. No, really. What's she like? Kind of fuck is she? And they're all just pissed off, and he's just...
Yeah. And she like lights up. He's like, come on, you know how this ends.
What's his name? Martin Starr? Anthony Starr?
Anthony Starr, I think, yeah.
Anthony Starr is the...
Homelander.
Do you follow any of them on Instagram?
No.
If you don't, you should. I follow Jack Quaid.
Okay.
Which is Dennis Quaid's son.
Yeah.
Huey. I follow Carl Urban, and I follow Aaron Moriarty, who plays Starlight.
Okay. Between
those 3, and just following Amazon Prime and The Boys on Instagram, you get all the different videos and insights and different pictures. The just different behind-the-scenes pictures and videos you get of Anthony Starr, like half in costume. As
I have those pictures where he's like wearing like the Vans shoes and like the short shorts,
the board shorts, short board shorts, and then he's got the whole get up on, and he's just standing there, looking irritated. Oh god, it's so good. I'm really glad they melted Supersonic at the end of episode 4, because that was going nowhere super fast.
It almost looked like it, like they almost knew it was going nowhere. They're like, we introduced this guy. Yeah, that didn't hit like we wanted it to.
Like, what's the point with this guy? I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's melt him.
I think we're just one more way to like kind of piss off and kind of hone in on Starlight.
Yeah.
But then the other scene, which I think is the obvious scene, that was just holy shit, am I watching what I'm actually watching right now? Which was the dildo murder scene.
So
of the superhero dildo variety.
So you have a set up the stage. I'm sure you guys know. Kimiko has to go play assassin.
Yep.
On this Russian guy.
Butcher's gun.
Which was a good scene. I loved that part more than everything else.
Yeah.
I'm finding less and less. Again, getting soft in my old age. I'm less and less amused and amazed by the violence and weird, crazy action sequences. All good and appreciated. It's the character development.
Yeah.
So her standing up,
Kimiko developing. Yeah.
I'm not your fucking gun. You're like, that's exactly what
you are,
and that's what you're gonna go do. So she goes. She walks in. She's got to kill this guy to pay off a debt for Nina to get the direction to fucking Jensen Ackles.
He opens up the giant double door wall of super dildos.
full of the 7 inspired
There was the,
sex toys.
Noir vibrator and the Homelander
There's
strap-on.
the Homelander strap-on that also came into play later.
Yeah.
What? It's that shit they just throw in there. It's like, this is gonna be funny and fucked up.
Stupid to be fucking my brain?
I'm gonna get fucked by stupid. You're like, what?
Is your idiot brain being fucked by stupid?
That was the line.
Oh, and when Homelander delivers it, he goes, is your idiot brain being fucked by stupid?
When he's,
It's not rhetorical. Answer the question.
it was the. I have a lot of people that report to me at work.
Don't ask that question all day.
Not only that, I have people. My entire region is coming up this week to meet up, and I am aggressively pissed off on quite a few of them. So hearing that line, and it wasn't just that he said the line, it's that he's like, come here. Come here. Is your idiot fucking brain getting fucked by stupid? That was not rhetorical. I need your
Answer the question.
I was like, I so badly want to say this.
Yeah.
I so badly want to say this at dinner on Tuesday. So badly. I might not have a job Wednesday.
If you deliver it
And
that
if
way, then
the
it's
line
fair.
is said, it's worth every fucking penny.
Yes.
Every penny. But you have the Homelander strap-on. You have a Noir dildo. You have a Maeve dildo. You have a Starlight vibrator that the vibrator fact plays into a part later.
Yes.
He's introducing it. He grabs one. He's about, this fat old Russian dude is about to fondle and molest one of his many concubines. And as he does it, a dildo goes flying through him.
Mm-hmm. Which, how much force do you have to throw or thrust a dildo to break through and penetrate the back of a man's head, face, skull, throat area?
Well, she is a super.
She is a super.
She's a super.
But it's a rubber waving.
So very hard.
Yeah, there's
is
going to be
the
a lot
answer.
of force behind that.
And then she has to fight off all the security. And what does she use as weapons?
The rest of the soup dildos.
All of the soup dildos. And I'm watching it, and she's using them like they're kendo sticks. She's using them like they're fucking. She's a Kali
Nunchucks.
master. She uses nunchucks.
But then to go back to the character development that you were talking on earlier, she got shot in the back of the head. She got shot in the head by one of the concubines, and then she wakes up. She's like, "No, it's okay."
She's like,
But
"I'm
she
so
can't
sorry.
talk.
I'm not.
But
I'm
she's
not."
like, "No, it's like it's." So like trying to say like it's okay. I'm not. We're each other.
She comes to a head of the violence that she did and the effect it has on people. And you saw a little bit of that, to jump around because we were anything but chronological. When she goes to the equivalent of a Disney World, she sees the kids there sharing cotton candy, and then they blow up the fake Homelander, and the kids are covered in blood, and she sees herself covered in blood with her brother in the situation, and she's like, there is consequences to normal people for the stuff that we do along with the stuff that the soups do.
Yeah.
So that's the deal, and that's what she's wrestling with, which happens to be probably my favorite thing so far. You see Huey take the V and punch through a guy's chest.
Yeah, so Huey and Butcher are both taking the Compound V, the 24-hour serum.
Yeah.
He's also transports, thereby showing what real transportation would look like, because you become nothing and then reappear as something.
Whereas the clothes don't come with you?
As they do in every other transportation superhero movie show comic. So yeah, transports, punch through the guy. I realize but I almost see Huey becoming almost villainous.
Well, they allude to that because after he
becomes
does
like
that,
love drunk on the Compound V.
He got power drunk. He's sitting there just looking at his hand and smiling.
Yeah,
He's like,
even as Kimiko's dying in the back of the van, he just keeps.
Well, because for the first 2 seasons, Huey's the weak one.
Yeah.
And the entire series, and he falls in love and gets to hook up with one of the most powerful people on the planet.
And then gets walked down by Homelander.
And he's again the weak one. He just wants one time where he's strong enough to stand up to anybody. Period. Ever. And he's a coward. His dad was a coward. His dad told him to be a coward when his girlfriend blew up from fucking A-Train. Mm-hmm. He just wants one time where he's the one making stuff happen. And now he sees a window. Now, absolute power corrupts absolutely. Same. There's 12 fucking stories, and we're about to tap into another one of them.
Yeah.
I think it's going to go down that route. For sure.
Yeah.
I don't think Kimiko's dead, because season 4 got greenlit. So, she's in it.
Oh, okay.
So,
good.
It could be, but flashbacks are always a thing. So, who knows?
Sure.
I'm excited to see Jensen Ackles.
Yeah, now we finally get him 4 episodes in.
Yeah, we finally get him. I don't know why I like Jensen Ackles so much, because I never watched Supernatural.
Neither. That's like the only thing he's really been in.
Exactly. But I think him, just in interviews I've seen and stuff that he's done, like he opened up
and he's a nerd. He's like one of us.
Brewery down in Austin. He's got his own brewery restaurant
down
there.
Yeah.
And like you said, he's a nerd for... he dressed up as Batman for Halloween one year, and it was a badass Batman. I was like, oh, fuck, I want that Batman.
Yeah.
You need to be Batman. Or, in my opinion, a good Nightwing or Cyclops, or... There's a million things you could be. But you finally get to see him. I would love... You're looking for this weapon that killed Soldier Boy.
Yeah, the RLC or RCL Red.
The one that's strong enough to kill Homelander. I would kind of like... I don't think it's going to go this way, because this show has always dealt in hopelessness. Like, no matter what solution you have, ultimately you're hopeless and fighting either superpowered people or superpowered corporations.
Yeah.
Like, that's what you're fighting. So they play in the world of hopelessness. I would like to see that the weapon isn't real.
You think?
But Soldier Boy is actually the weapon.
That's what I thought. Yeah, from the get-go, was Soldier Boy is the weapon.
Soldier Boy is the one that is equivalent to Homelander that could be the one to stop him. And for us that watch a lot of this, it wouldn't just be Soldier Boy. Soldier Boy is strong enough to stop him head-to-head, but all of them collectively can do it.
Yeah.
Not going to happen.
No.
It's going to be, oh, we have this? And just, nope, hopelessness.
Yeah, and he just gets walked over because he just came out of cryogenic freezing chambers.
Yeah. And Homelander's going to be like, you don't get it. Again, he's going to have this whole conversation again of, you don't... He's not just talking to Starlight. He's talking to the audience of, you don't understand. I'm it. Yeah. And they're just as flat out no answer.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And I almost hope that like maybe like Soldier Boy is like knocks him and he's like, oh shit, maybe Soldier Boy can do it. And like somehow the Deep saves him or something like that.
Something stupid that
something stupid. And then Deep's like, I did it. And
that's the end of Chase Crawford. They kill him finally. I don't have anything against Chase Crawford, but...
He punched me in the gill.
Between him getting gill raped, which was a fucked up scene in season 2, and then getting punched in the gill and how he responded like he got punched in the balls.
Yeah.
So fucking funny.
That I like Chase Crawford. Hallway fight scene.
However, the squid scene...
Oh, the octopus
was so fucked up.
Oh my god, he's saying a prayer.
Yeah. he's begging for he's got
life.
Kids. He's begging. He's in my mouth. He's
fucking
screaming.
Eat it.
He's screaming. Oh, now he's praying.
And then his girlfriend, who's been like a savior the whole time, is like, eat the fucking octopus.
Eat the goddamn octopus. The same octopus that he pseudo had sex with.
Yeah. Yeah, the culmination of episode 2 when he's pseudo having sex with the octopus while having sex with his girlfriend, to episode 3 where it's eat the fucking octopus.
Eat the fucking octopus.
He's like, oh my god, he's praying.
I don't have anything else for the show. I don't even know what to do with the show. In fact, when I talk to people about the show that actively watch it, they're like, the first word out of my mouth, it happened today, me and you. First words out of my mouth was, this show is so fucked up. And I am getting weak in my old age. I don't have the stomach for this stuff anymore. But I was like, this show is so fucked up. And the answer that I always get for people to watch it, and the answer I got from you was, I know when it's perfect.
Yeah. I don't know where it's going. Like, the creative control they have over the show, I don't know where it's going. I don't know where I want it to go. I don't know where it needs to go. But it's going to end up there.
This is not something I'm going to guess, speculate. This is one that I'm strictly along for the ride.
Along for the ride, yeah. Whatever happens. I don't watch next. I'll be like, well, that was fucked up. Can't wait for next week.
And it is, and it ends in it either ends in a, like, was it episode? I think it was episode 1 when Huey realized his boss was the head popper.
Yeah.
When she blew up her friend, and he's sitting there, has no jaw, and is alive and choking to death on his blood because he can't do anything about it. That's a fucked up scene.
Yeah. And then it just ends, and the next one starts, and you're like, huh? Episode 2?
Yeah, so I watched the last episodes of Stranger Things. The last episode of Stranger Things.
Yeah.
On the day that the new episodes of The Boys came out.
Okay.
So it was
Go from Stranger Things to The Boys?
Yeah, so it was fucked up one going through and just murdering children.
Yeah.
In the most gory, bloody way possible. Immediately followed up with The Boys episode 1, where you get dick explosion.
Yeah.
And
then
the choking to death.
The jaw annihilation, yeah.
I was like, well, I can't go to sleep right now.
You know, turn on like My Little Pony and watch an episode of that.
Believe it or not, Ted Lasso seems to be the best palate
It's
cleanser.
a good, yeah.
That Ted Lasso is the ice cold glass of water on a night of drinking.
Yeah.
Like,
it's the last thing you need right before you go to bed.
100%.
Makes everything okay.
Yeah. What I actually did, because this is all the same night that I spent entirely too much money on a fucking Nintendo Switch, I came out here, turned it on, and played Crash Bandicoot for like an hour, which got rid of most of the gore that was immediately at the forefront of my brain.
But did not help the adrenaline rush?
Pissed me off beyond belief. My God, I can't do fucking video games. I don't have the patience or the attitude capabilities. I just get so mad so fast.
Yeah.
And I got an 8-year-old, like, mirroring it. She's like, yeah, I don't know why that happened, Dad. That was dumb.
Just agreeing with you and egging you on.
Yeah, she's like, well, are you going to do it again? I was like, of course I'm going to do it. I got to beat it. She's like, yeah. Why did that blow up like that? I don't know. I didn't even touch it. You didn't come near it. Thank you. I'm just waiting for the day. I bet that controller's broken. Or if she's anything like us, wow, this game's fucking bullshit.
I totally killed that guy first.
Yeah, I totally fucking shot first. So that's all I got on both of those shows. We'll keep going. Here in a few weeks, we'll have the rest of season 4 for Stranger Things at about the same time that The Boys will be wrapping up.
The Boys will be wrapping up. We have 2 more weeks of Kenobi. So, and then 3 weeks we'll have Stranger Things. 2 weeks left of Kenobi. We have 5 more weeks of Ms. Marvel. There's so many shows going on right now. It's crazy.
All leading up to
Thor: Love and Thunder.
Yeah, and Gore the God Butcher.
Yeah.
So we're going to be on a tear. We're going to be busy.
Yeah.
We definitely need to be hitting these weekly, except I don't know how we're going to do next week, because next week is fucking Comic-Con!
Yeah, we have the Fan Expo in Dallas. So that's going to be tough.
Yeah, we might see you guys here in a couple weeks. In fact, we'll do our best to actually take a whole bunch of videos and pictures of us at Fan Expo to nerd out with you guys on. Maybe post something on our social media that we're awful about. I've never even touched it.
Yeah.
So
we get a lot more active on that.
Yeah.
Are we saying like every other episode?
Yeah, pretty much. But we might see you guys in a couple weeks and do another collective, a few episodes.
Getting caught up with everything. And we'll be
like
done with Kenobi. 2 more episodes of Ms. Marvel. 2 more episodes of The Boys.
And rolling in, we won't be at July 1st yet, so we'll still be a couple of episodes out. So we might see you guys in a couple more weeks for a few more episodes. Shorter episodes, more episodes, I think is the way to go.
Yep,
we'll get there.
Have 3 more episodes coming out this week. 3 episodes. We'll also have 3. We'll have 2 on YouTube because, Amber Alerts turn off cell phones.
We'll get there with the video thing.
Yeah. I think the computer Zoom thing is going to be a
thing
very
in the
awesome
future.
thing in the future.
Yeah, for sure.
But until that point, drink whiskey.
Hail Hydra.
Hail Hydra.